Hey, Laura J here in a heavily patterned way. Standing in front of my Grandma Donna and Papa Bob, who are in different stages of life. Papa, as a young man, and his wife, my grandma, in her crone years. And beside me on the other side is my creative baby, which is an invitation and announcement to be part of A44. Now, Peaceful Inner Warriors United is presenting A44 as the story that you are leading in your own life. As an artist, it's vital you be able to claim this. And making claims is a vital skill in life and the industry, where agents will try to prey on your agency and ability to advocate for yourself. You need to be able to stand on claims that you can stake your own name to, being there where the claim is actually real, with standing capacity and status. And this is how we heal many of the injustices that have been happening in the public by actually stepping back into our private capacity, where we reserve all common law rights which are commonly available to all of us. No one excepted, no one excluded. All of us are included. Including, or inclusion actually, being the exclusion of everything not included. So, when we pay attention to the constitution of a thing, we see what it is made of, quite literally. What is it constituted of is what is its composition. Did you ever make that connection? Well, you won't be able to undo it or unsee it once now you have seen it. And why I am super excited to be showing up in this patterned way is because I'm going to invite you to play with your own patterns internally. You don't have to wear misshapen or mismatched patterning on your person. But I want you to stop being afraid of your person, as I have stopped being afraid of mine. I want you to be aware of perspectivism and how that influences the first, second, and third person offices of the public. That your trust extends to representatives to represent you as the legal person, statutory person, or surrogate person. You get displaced into the position of when you fail to see that the Vatican have actually already claimed first person office of the propuria persona, the highest ranking one with right to claim that position. The Vatican already did it under the Roman Holy See, or the Roman Catholic Church. Under that which has been reigning the domain, it claimed dominion over, being earth. All of it, and all of us within it, or on it. So, within this matrix reality, what we have to see is that matrixing is actually a leadership trellis style of climbing a ladder. And then we have to see that when we focus on a point, that is a direct connection. But when many focus on that same point, that is the pyramidal focus on something outside of ourselves that create hierarchies of belief systems, which we have been getting entrapped by, that became frequency nets of caps on our collective consciousness, that we are being cleared to call, that we are being called to clear, and we are being called to call. Bewaring what we are calling to, bewaring what we are praying to and becoming prey to in the process. And then knowing that praise, praise, actually meant a surety or bondsman. So, a surety or a bondsman in Christ. The first word that I said that spawned the second two being brought into the frame, that is what we have to see, is the real name of the game, names itself, being the Roman nomenclature, first, second, third, fourth. What are all the names and what are their meanings? These are the things that we didn't know we needed to, until it was pointed out to you from the patterns, which This pattern here actually represents Roman titles within an ancient hierarchy we have still been getting played by. We are still under the rule of. We didn't know why? Well, because we haven't known how to address the overlapping elements of present patterns or how to claim our rightful place as the first person in our story alongside other artists who are willing to actually make a claim to be the one who is creating beautiful art in this world and wants to protect it from the start. Not just the IP of intellectual property, but you want to actually maintain your own agency without getting agencies, assigning agents to govern and manage you, when you want to know how to do it for yourself. I hope. If not, why not? I would want to know. And I would suggest it's connected to a scared child archetype within that says, oh, but a guardian or a parent needs to look after that for me because I can't do it for myself. Because the child is teamed up with the victim and the saboteur and the prostitute. So those four characters are making all of the decisions from either a scared side or a sacred one. And we're going to return to the sacred. We're going to get back to being in the moment where we can show up and be our authentic selves and say, you know what? I might not match externally. I might not fit what is collectively expected of one like me, a 37-year-old maiden who is childless, except for the creative babies that I put out that reflected all that went into why we're here, how we got here, what went into that. The crossing of legs and fingers to be able to say, okay, you know, I am not crossing no more. X marks the spot where the treasure is buried, and I say, I'm going to stand strong like an H, for I am of the clan Hamilton. So, I stand as I am with my grandparents, quite literally behind me, pictures of them, which is all that is left outside of their stuff, which is part of an estate. Energetic statements are then issued for the estate. And this is how we see that it is all of the mind and designed to make us hate one another for taking what is the other's from the other's perspective. And so this is how we clear that, by saying, no, it's not about the stuff. The stuff is less important than the ones that the stuff was connected through and to. And so with that in mind, we're going to do what it takes to actually resolve that which would potentially create some soul ties between us who are left behind, the two who started our family tree, generationally. So, what I would love to invite you to do is to learn self-advocacy for yourself and your career, while gaining access to some of the most inspiring books, like The Alchemist and The Archer by Paulo Coelho, A Woman's Worth by Marianne Williamson, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, Your Invisible Power by Genevieve Behrend, and Leveling the Playing Field, Ode to Laura Lees by yours truly, me, Laura J, of the Clan Hamilton, as I mentioned before. A multi-generational one of me, in fact, which makes it so I actually coined my own name by combining the four I was given at birth as Laura Jean Ellen Hamilton to be then just Laura J. And I add namaste because it rhymes and also says the light in me honors the light in you. So, with that, I do bid you adieu and ask you to leave a comment as to what this message meant to you and for you, what you're going to do with it, and whether you are going to actually be part of A44. It's going to be absolutely epic. And whether you are a musician, whether you are a magician, whether you are a wordsmith, a master chef, what's your art? What's your craft? Leave it below. You've been asked.